Good morning, everyone. It's a great honor to stand here today and share something close to my heart. You see, life is not about being the richest, the smartest, or the strongest. Life is about staying true to yourself and moving forward when others give up. I want to share with you 7 rules to win in life. Not just to succeed in business, but to truly live a life of value and meaning. When I was young, I wasn't smart. I wasn't strong. And I didn't come from a rich family. I had nothing except one thing: belief in myself. People around me didn't believe in me. They said I was too weak, too unrealistic, too strange with my ideas. But I didn't care, because deep inside, I believed that I could do something valuable, something meaningful. This belief, even in the face of failure and rejection, is what kept me going. And this is what I want you to understand. If you want to do something great in life, you first believe that you can. Believing in yourself doesn't mean you are perfect or that you never doubt. No. It means that even when everything goes wrong, even when others walk away from you, even when you feel lost, you still don't give up on your own potential. You still keep walking. That kind of belief is not loud. It's quiet. It's not arrogant. It's strong. It's not shown through words. It's shown through actions, consistency, and patience. When I started my first venture, nobody supported me. I went to seek funding and got turned down again and again. They laughed at my idea. They thought it was crazy. They asked, "Why would anyone trust you?" They looked at my background, my education, my appearance, and decided I was not worth investing in. But what they didn't see was the fire inside me. I didn't need their approval to keep going. I already had the approval that mattered. My own. That is the power of self-belief. You see, belief is not something that others give you. It's something you build. Day by day, through effort and persistence. Every small step you take, every time you try again after failing, you are building that belief. And slowly, that belief becomes stronger than fear, stronger than rejection, stronger than doubt. So many people lose not because they are not talented, but because they listen to too many negative voices. The world is full of people who will tell you that you can't make it. They will judge you by what they see today, not by what you can become tomorrow. And if you believe them, you will give up on yourself. That's the biggest loss. Not the loss of a business or a job or an opportunity, but the loss of your own faith in yourself. But if you can hold on to your belief, you will find a way. You may not succeed today or even next year, but that belief will carry you through the tough times. It will give you energy when you are tired. It will give you courage when you are scared. It will remind you of your why when the path gets dark. And slowly, people will start to see what you saw in yourself all along. They will say, wow, how did you do it? They won't realize that the journey didn't start with success. It started with belief. Not in the world, not in the system, but in yourself. So never let anyone take away your belief. Protect it like your most valuable treasure, because it is. You can lose everything else. Money, people, jobs. But if you keep believing in yourself, you can build everything again. That's how winners are made. Not by luck, not by chance, but by unshakable belief in who they are and what they can become. When people talk about success, they usually talk about achievements, money, fame, but very few talk about the failures behind those successes. And let me tell you something important. Failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is the partner of success. You can't truly win if you don't first learn how to lose. I failed so many times in my life that I lost count. Exams, jobs, business ideas. Rejected. But each failure was a lesson, not a punishment. Most people are afraid of failing. They think if they fail, they lose everything. Their reputation, their hope, their future. But the truth is, failure is just feedback. It tells you something didn't work. That's all. It doesn't mean you're not good enough. It doesn't mean you should quit. It only means you have a chance to do better next time. And that is powerful. When I started on my journey, I made mistakes. Big ones. Sometimes I chose the wrong people. Sometimes I trusted too much. Sometimes I didn't see the danger early enough. And yes, I lost time. I lost money. I lost sleep. But I never lost the lesson. Every time I fell, I asked myself, why did this happen? can I learn? How can I grow from this? That mindset turned every failure into a stepping stone. One step at a time, failure shaped me into someone stronger. Think about it. When a child learns to walk, they fall 100 times, but they don't cry and give up. They try again. That's how we all learn to walk. That's how we must learn to succeed. Fall, get up, repeat. If you give up after one failure, you miss the chance to improve. You miss the opportunity to get closer to the solution. Sometimes the pain of failure is deep. It's embarrassing. It makes you question everything. But that's when the regrowth happens. Not when things are easy, but when you're forced to stand up with nothing but your will. That's the moment that builds character. That's when you discover your real strength. And let me be honest, not everyone will support you after you fail. Some people will laugh. Some will say, I told you so. Some will walk away. But those people don't matter. What matters is how you see yourself. Can you look at your failure and say, yes, I failed, but I'm not done yet. If you can do that, you are already winning. Because the winners in life are not the ones who never fall. Don't worry about it. They are the ones who fall and rise again, smarter, wiser, and more determined. Sometimes failure is the universe redirecting you to something better. Maybe you didn't get that job because you were meant to start your own company. Maybe that business failed because you were meant to create something even greater. You never know at the time, but looking back, every failure makes sense. So don't run from failure. Don't hide from it. Face it. Study it. Respect it. Use it. It will teach you more than any book, more than any success. Because once you've failed and survived it, nothing can break you. You become fearless. You become focused. You become free. And that's the secret. The people who achieve great things are not those who had the smoothest path. They are the ones who fell the hardest, but stood up the fastest. So fail proudly. Fail often. But never, ever let failure be the end of your story. Let it be the beginning of your rise. When you start something, don't make money your number one goal. That sounds strange to many people because we live in a world where success is measured in numbers. Revenue, profit, salary, valuation. But chasing money without purpose is like sailing without direction. You may move fast, but you will never arrive where you truly want to be. Money is important. Yes. It helps build, grow, survive. But if you make money your only goal, you will burn out. You will feel empty. Because money alone cannot give you satisfaction. What truly drives people, what keeps them going through the hard times, is a deeper reason. A mission, a dream, a purpose. Don't worry about it. When we started, we didn't have money. We didn't even know how to make money. What we had was a problem to solve. A mission to help small businesses grow, to connect buyers and sellers, to build trust in a place where trust was missing. That mission gave us energy. It made us get up early, work late, face failure after failure, and still keep going. If we only wanted to make money, we would have quit the first year. There was no money. There was only hard work. Purpose gives you resilience. When the market crashes, when your product fails, when your team is discouraged, purpose pulls you through. It reminds you why you started. It gives meaning to your effort. And when people see that your work is driven by real purpose, not just profit, they trust you. They follow you. Customers support you. Investors believe in you. People can feel when your work is genuine. If you care only about profit, they will feel it. If you care about solving a real problem, they will feel that too. And the second one is much, much more powerful. That's when people become loyal. That's when your company becomes a brand. That's when you build something that lasts. About it? Look at the most respected companies in the world, the most loved leaders, the most impactful ideas. Behind all of them is purpose. They didn't just try to make money. They tried to make change. They tried to solve something that mattered. And because they did, the money came later. Sometimes in ways they never imagined. Don't be afraid to start small. If your purpose is strong, it will grow. Maybe you want to help farmers sell directly to buyers. Maybe you want to improve education in rural areas. Maybe you want to build a tool that saves people time. Start there. Don't worry if it doesn't look profitable at first. Focus on creating value. Serve people. Understand their pain. Help them succeed. When your work helps others, when your mission creates real value, money becomes a byproduct, not the target. It chases you instead of you chasing it. That is the best kind of success. The kind that makes you not just in wealth, but in reputation, in relationships, in meaning. So ask yourself, what problem do I care about? What change do I want to make? What am I willing to work for even when money is not guaranteed? That's your purpose. Start from there. Let that guide your journey. The road may be longer, but it will be worth it. Because at the end of the day, money can buy many things, but it cannot buy the feeling of knowing you did something that mattered. That is the true win in life. The world we live in today is not the same as yesterday, and it will not be the same tomorrow. Everything is changing. Technology, markets, customer behavior, even the way we communicate. If you are not ready to change, you are already behind. Adaptability is no longer an option. It is a survival skill. There are people who were very successful 5 years ago, and now they are struggling. Not because they became less talented, but because they refused to change. They kept doing the same thing, the same way, expect same results. But the rules of the game had already shifted. In life and in business, being stubborn is dangerous. The world rewards those who learn fast, move quickly, and are willing to let go of old when necessary. Change is uncomfortable. It forces you out of your comfort zone. It makes you question your habits, your systems, even your identity. But it is through this discomfort that growth happens. If you only do what you've always done, you will only getting what you've always gotten. And sooner or later, what worked in the past will stop working. That's just the reality of life. When we started working with the internet, it was a completely new world for us. We didn't have a background in technology. We didn't understand how websites worked, how online payments would evolve, or how big data could change decision making. But we were willing to learn. Worry about it. We listened to the young people. We followed the trends. We were not afraid to say, we don't know, but we're willing to find out. That attitude made all the difference. If you want to stay relevant, you must stay curious. You must keep learning. The moment you think you know enough, you stop growing. The world doesn't slow down because you're comfortable. The technology doesn't wait for your approval. It keeps moving. And if you want to stay in the game, you must move with it. Look at the most successful people today. They are not the ones who know everything. They are the ones who are always learning, always experimenting, always asking questions. They are not afraid to try something new, even if it means failing at first, because they know that the real risk is standing still. Sometimes change is forced upon you. A crisis happens. A competitor disrupts the industry. A new technology replaces your product. In these moments, you can either resist and suffer or adapt, believe, and the people who thrive are the ones who take change as an opportunity, not a threat. They look at problems and say, what can we do differently? What can we do better? That mindset turns a crisis into a breakthrough. Don't be too attached to your past. Success. What brought you here may not take you forward. Be ready to unlearn. Be ready to rebuild. And be brave enough to step into the unknown. The faster you adapt, the stronger you become. And the stronger you are, the more confident you feel to face whatever comes next. In a changing world, flexibility is more important than experience. Willingness to learn is more valuable than a perfect plan. And action is always better than hesitation. So, be quick to notice the changes, quicker to respond, and even quicker to learn from them. Because in today's world, it's not the big that beats the small. It's the fast that beats the slow. Adapt, grow, and evolve. That is how you win. Not just once, but again and again. No matter how the world changes, many people believe that to succeed in life or business, they have to be the smartest, the most talented, or the most capable person in the room. That's not true. You don't have to know everything. You don't have to do everything. What you really need is a team. A team that complements your weaknesses, challenges your thinking, and stands with you in both success and failure. No one can build anything great alone. You can start alone, yes. You can dream alone, plan alone, even struggle alone for a while. But if you want to grow, scale, and succeed on a bigger level, you need people. The right people. People who believe in the same mission, who share the same values, and who are willing to give their best. Not just for a paycheck, but for something meaningful. A great team is not made of perfect individuals. It's made of people who understand their roles, respect each other, and are willing to grow together. You don't have to be the best at everything. In fact, the best leaders are those who admit, I don't know how to do this, but I have someone on my team who does. That humility creates trust. That trust builds strong bonds. When I started building my own team, I didn't look for the top talent in the world. I looked for people who had heart, who were loyal, who were willing to learn. Some of them didn't have impressive resumes, but they had something even more valuable: commitment. They stayed through tough times. They worked late nights. They took responsibility. And over time, they became excellent, not because they were born that way, but because we grew together. The biggest mistake people make is trying to be the smartest person in the room. If you're always the smartest, you're in the wrong room. Surround yourself with people who are better than you in areas where you are weak. Let them challenge your ideas. Let them lead. Leadership is not about control. It's about creating an environment where everyone can bring out their best. And don't just hire people to follow orders. Hire people who can think, who can ask, why are we doing this? And is there a better way? Encourage disagreement, because disagreement leads to innovation. A real team doesn't always agree, but they always respect each other. They debate, they argue, they test ideas, and then they align and move forward as one. Also remember, treat your team well, not just with money or titles, but with respect, encouragement, and trust. People are not robots. They need to feel appreciated. They need to feel that their work matters. When you care for your people, they will go further for you. When you empower them, they will surprise you with what they can achieve. And when success comes, share it. A win is never yours alone. Every product, every service, every customer gained, it all came from the combined effort of the people around you. Recognize that. Celebrate that. A strong team is a family. And when people feel like they're part of a family, they don't just work harder, they stay longer. They fight harder and they grow with you. So don't try to walk the journey alone. Find people you can trust. Build together. Struggle together. Win together. Because in the end, real success is not just about how high you can climb. It's about how many people you bring with you to the top. One of the biggest mistakes people make in life is thinking too small. They think only about today, about their next paycheck, their next purchase, or next weekend plan. But life is meant to be lived so narrowly. If you want to achieve something meaningful, you must learn to dream big. And not only dream big, you must stay hungry for that dream. And foolish enough to believe it's possible, even when the world tells you it's not. When you have a dream, people will laugh at you. They will say, it's too difficult. Too risky, too unrealistic. They will tell you to be practical, but being practical has never created anything new. Being practical has never changed the world. Everything that exists today, every invention, every innovation, every breakthrough started with someone who was foolish enough to imagine something that didn't yet exist. The hunger to achieve something more, to build something better, to solve a problem others ignore. That hunger is what drives people to succeed. It's not just about talent. It's not just about knowledge. It's about desire. A burning desire to prove that your dream is worth chasing. When you're hungry for your dream, you don't quit easily. You get discouraged by setbacks. You don't wait for the perfect moment. You create the moment. And you must stay foolish. That means having the courage to do what others are afraid to try. It means thinking differently, asking strange questions, and going against the crowd when necessary. The world is full of people who follow the rules, who play it safe, who never step outside their comfort zone. But change does not come from those people. Change come those who are not afraid to look a little crazy, to be misunderstood, to take a risk without guarantees. There will be days when things don't work out. Your plans will fail. People will doubt you. You will doubt yourself. On those days, your dream is your fuel. You must remind yourself why you started. You must keep the vision alive. When others give up, you must keep going. That's what staying hungry means. Never feeling satisfied with the easy answer. Always reaching higher. Always asking, what else can I do? What more can I become? Dreaming big does not mean ignoring reality. It means seeing reality clearly, but refusing to be limited by it. It means acknowledging your current situation while still believing in your future potential. That balance between vision and action is what separates dreamers who achieve from those who only imagine.